Dear family, friends, my name is Timothy Lee, and I call Dr. Joseph Lee 大哥. Literal translation is big brother. He's my big brother. He called me 老虎, tiger. That's my nickname. And I've known him for more than 80 years. So there's a lot of things to share. But with a limited time, I condense it. On the 22nd of last month, I got a phone call from my brother. He was in the hospital, and his voice is very soft and calm and full of peace. You know, he told me he feels he's like in heaven. Like in heaven. So I know he's well prepared. As usual, everything he did was well prepared. And he had the greatest influence on me. And I would like to share a little bit about his early childhood. When he was little, there was war in China. First, the war between Japanese and Chinese. And then later on, it's a civil war. So during the war, people suffered, and our family included. So my father went to the southern part of China and left the rest of the family in the north. And my mother is holding the family together. And there's a saying in Chinese called 长兄如父. The old brother is like a father. So when my brother was young, he did a lot of things, adult things. The family needs some financial support. So what he did, he helped to do bookkeeping for a military kitchen. And then, with the help of the friends, he was selling cigarettes on the streets all by himself. Later on, when our family were ready to move to the south, he helped my mother to sell all the furniture and the valuables. He went through all that without complaint. Then we moved to Nanjing. The family get connected together. Then he started to go to junior high school. That's a boarding school. Because of the war, the school itself moved further south, and he separated with the family again. Then our family were fortunate to move to Taiwan. In Taiwan, we lost contact with my brother. We hope someday we can see him again. But one morning, he showed up in our front porch. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a mystery. Even today, I don't understand how a teenager can manage to go to Taiwan and found us. But he did that. So, through the early hardship, made him a very different person. He's very strong, very responsible. He's very loving. He can face difficulty with ease. That's him. And he had a personal influence on me because I was fortunate to follow his footsteps. We're in the same high school, middle school. We have an overlap of 1 year. So he was leading me. He likes to play basketball and made the varsity team. Later on, I did that too. I also made the varsity team. He became a Christian. At that time, that's very, very big blessing. He went to church mainly to learn English from the foreign missionaries. But then later on, he became a believer, true believer. At that time, we were in war with the mainland China. And the teacher always teach you, you should hate your enemy and get rid of them. But one day, my brother come back saying, hey, somebody said you should not hate your enemy. You should love your enemy. Wow, I was shocked. That really touched me. That gave me a curiosity to follow this faith. So he became a Christian and changed his life. And then I followed him and became a Christian and changed my life. Looking back, that was the best decision and most important decision I made in my life because my brother. He's very good in school. He studied hard. He got the honor to enter Taiwan University, which is the best university in Taiwan at that time, and enter that school without entrance exam. That's a special honor, special privilege. He entered there and joined the electrical engineering department. I followed his footsteps. I also, fortunate enough, to make that same honor, got that same honor, and also went to Taida and went to the same department. I followed him. Afterwards, he come back. He came to the United States for study, for graduate school, and went to Stanford and got his PhD there. I followed him with his help. I came to the United States and went to Purdue and got a PhD. So just follow him. After he graduated from Stanford, he went to Lincoln Lab to work. That's his whole career spent there. I also spent a long career with IBM. So I just follow him. We have good contact with him. He helped me a lot. And also I understand he did a lot of work with the church. And recently I get a letter from a elder of a Chinese church in Boston. He said the following: looking back to when I came to work at Wayne Laboratory in Massachusetts in 1978 and joined the choir there, and Brother Li Chen, and Sister Jane were the pillar of the choir, including Jane. And they took great care of me as a single person and often invited me to their home in Lexington for dinner. I saw in them the example of Jesus' love for people and his gentleness and humility. That's right. That's him and my sister-in-law, Jane. Thank God for that. One thing you may not know, he had a good sense of humor. After he graduated from Taiyang, as a young man, we need to have a military service. And the draft for him was to work in the Navy. Okay, in the Navy. The Navy assignment could be either on a warboat, a warship, or on land. And on warship, it's a tough position because it's hard, it's rocking all the time, and the temperature was too high. Nobody wanted to go there. And my brother, he doesn't mind. Either way, it's fine. But the Navy refused to put him on the boat because his name, his Chinese name, Chen. Chen in Chinese means sink. So nobody wants to do that. Okay. So he got the privilege of not going on the boat. But then he shared with friends. He said, hey, I don't want to get on the boat because my last name, my family name, Li, okay, on top of it is a piece of wood. Okay? So I'm safe. That's the way he looked at life. Either way, it's fine. It's great. In a poem recently he wrote, in faith, hope, and love, the Lord is with me. Looking up to Jesus brings peace of mind. I think that's a good reflection of his life. I'm very grateful to have such beautiful memory of him. We believe someday we're going to be to see him again in heaven. And in there, there's no sickness, no sorrow, no tears. But the glory of God and his abundant life. Thank you.